I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the channel, and this is the chapter 4 for the woodwork technology, and we're gonna go through care and maintenance of hand tools. And this chapter has to do with tools that a craftsman or craftswoman must have in order to carry out projects properly, and you need to take care of your items and maintain, meaning to keep them in order, keep them in good working condition um, throughout your lifetime. So let's go. All right. So in the introduction, as you can see over here, it says a good craftsman must or never blames his tools. Okay, a good craftsman never blames his tools. So if you see something's not going right with your workpiece, whether it's wood or metal or something, you should always have proper tools, or else your work would not come out right. Okay, it says a good craftsman must have good tools and be able to keep them in good condition at all times. Okay, so every time you use your tools, you should make sure you maintain them and keep them in good working condition for the next project that you have. Respect and care for your tools and learn how to select the right tool for the work to be done. Okay, sometimes you may use the wrong tools, such as let's say you have a hammer and you might use the wrong type of hammer to do the work. So your work will not come out as good as you want it to be. So make sure you use the right tools for the work to be done. You must always make up your mind at the beginning of any job to do your best to produce a piece of quality work. Always have in your mind that the work that you're doing is the best work that you're going to be doing. Okay? Do not half it. Okay? Do not try to get it done faster than it can be done, as you won't have a good product. Okay, uh, and realize that this cannot be done with a blunt and badly maintained tool. So you always want to make sure your tools are sharp, not blunt, and you always want to make sure you maintain them. Generally, a fault in the finished work can be attributed to the tools being wrongly selected. So make sure you choose the right tools. It should therefore be your habit to sharpen and keep your tools in good condition at all times. Keep your tools always sharp. If you're using a chisel or something to do with joints, you always want to keep your tools sharp. Um, Two distinct operations are required for maintaining sharp and keen cutting edges: grinding and sharpening. So we will show you what a grinder is. Use a grinder to sharpen your tools, and you can also use sharpening stones to sharpen your chisels and so on. Okay, all right. So here, as I said, is an example of a two grindstones. You have A, the sandstone type, so this is A, and this corresponds to this right up here. So you have a sandstone type of grinder, and you have the horizontal type of grinder. So this one is vertical, this one is horizontal. That's the difference between both of them. Okay. uh, you have the guard to protect you, because as you sharpen stuff, there are sparks that fly everywhere, so you don't want the sparks to catch your shirt or whatever material you're wearing. Okay. All right. So the grindstones, uh, these are shaped blocks of sandstone and other abrasive mounted on a spindle. So the spindle is what spins the grindstone, and you should also have a supply when you're grinding tools. You should also have a supply of water, because as you touch the chisel or the machete or anything that you're using to sharpen, if you touch it, it will heat up. And once something gets heated, it expands and it gets out of shape. So you want to cool it down every time so that it doesn't become out of shape. Okay. All right. This is a bench grinding machine. This is what you find in most woodwork shops nowadays, and it's very heavy, but it's very easy to change out your grinding stones. These are the grinding stones right here, and this is the guard right here. Okay. This is the part where you rest your tool on so that it doesn't fly everywhere once you touch the grindstone. And this is also the guard, right, the rest right here, and the motor is in the middle. You have the on off switch. All right, so the grinding machine is a common means of grinding individual hand tools such as nail punches, chisels, scrapers, drills, plane cutting irons, etc. So you can plane many different things. Okay, this is a realistic view of the previous one that we showed just now, and the on off switch, the grinding stones, the rest, and the guard is actually at the back right here. Okay. um the grinding wheels, you can find those in stores, and your local store, you can go to it and then ask them for um, grinding wheels, and you have different grades that you can get from the store. You have rough and you have smooth, depending on what you're working on. Okay. All right. So here we have the grinding, the sharpening process for any material or any tool that you may be using. Okay. So before you use any grinding machine, make sure it's in good working condition and blah blah blah. All right. Make sure there's no crack in the wheels. Uh, Again, you should always have on your PPE, your personal protective equipment. So the first thing you do is set the tool rest close to the wheel to avoid the cutter or chisel from being trapped. So the tool rest, which is right here, you should set it really close to the wheel without it touching. But if it's too far apart, you might cause the tool to vibrate or get out of shape. Okay. So second thing is to obtain water to quench the heat, as I said. Switch on the machine, allow the wheel to gather momentum. Sometimes you need to turn the wheel in order for it to turn on, like manually with your hand. Spin it once you've turned it on. Place the cutting edge on the tool rest and hold it firmly at about 20 to 25 degrees at an angle, and you start sharpening. Okay. Dip your cutting edge into the coolant or the water to prevent overheating. So this is basically the sharpening process, and as you go, you just repeat, and you'll get it done properly. So here you see he's holding it at 20 to 25 degrees. This is the tool rest right here, and he's resting the chisel on the tool rest. Okay, and here you see he's sharpening, and he's grinding the surface on the stone. He's grinding the tool on the stone. Okay. Some of the grinders, they have an eye shield so that nothing goes into your eyes. And yeah, so that's it for the grindstone. Um, you have different types of stones that you can use to cut. It depends on your type of chisel, and this chisel is used mostly for lathes, so you need to have them sharpened also. So this kind of rounded chisel, it wouldn't work as well on the grinder. Okay, it won't work as well on this grinder. So you need to have special stones to shape the tool that you are using. Okay, because there are different types of tools. Okay. All right. Ensure that the tool rest is set correctly. So you should always make sure your tool rest is close to the grinding wheel, and use eye shield or wear a pair of goggles. Always wear your goggles if you don't have an eye shield. This is very, very important. Okay, you can't get back your eyes. Alright, so I'm gonna let you go through these. These are hand sharpening planes, cutting irons, chisels, and gouges, which we showed over here. The gouges have a more curved shape, and the chisels are more flat. Okay. All right. So, other than the grindstone, you have oil stones. So these are not machines; these are just blocks of stone that you can use to sharpen your tools. And as you can see here, you have natural oil stones. So you put oil on it, and then you just slide your chisel along the stone so you can sharpen it. Okay. You have a rounded slip, and it depends on the material, the tool that you have, not the material. Okay. All right. So here you see different methods of sharpening, and in the top you see the sharpening angle that you should put your chisel at. In B, right here, you see the sharpening process. You put your oil on top, and then you start sharpening around. And you want to rotate it to keep the stone flat, because if you do it in one spot, you would just gouge into the stone, and it becomes a gradient or a hill. Okay. All right. So C, you see sharpening a scribing gouge, and for D, you see sharpening a carving gouge. Okay, so the carving gouge is what you put on the lid. Okay, all right. This is the procedure for using the oil stones in figure 4.6 right here, and it's similar to the grinder with the machine. However, you have to make sure you clamp down or hold down your stones so that it doesn't rock back and forth. Okay, all right. So just go through it, and then we will move forward. All right, so you should always keep your surface of the oil stove clean and moist with clean oil, and always clean off the dirty oil immediately, because if you don't clean off and this is what we talk about when we say maintenance, you need to make sure your tools are clean, so that when you're sharpening the tool on the oil stone, you're actually touching the stone itself. You don't have dirt in between. Okay, and you should always store your oil stone in a covered box to protect it from dust and so on. Okay, all right. Now these are sharpening bits, and we're moving on from the grinders, and this is called a centering bit right here, and this over here is called a twist bit. So you use a file. This is called a file, and you grind down the parts that are sharp on the bit. Okay, so you have to make sure you go in between, and this is actually smaller than your regular grinding stone. And as you can see, it's small because the bit has different areas that you have to get into. Okay, so if you use this on a grinder, it wouldn't work, because it would just grind all out here. Okay, because it's too big. So you need a smaller file to actually go into in between to get the sharp edges cut. Okay. Um, Procedure for sharpening the bits: you hold the bit vertically with the point on a flat surface, and then you just, so you see they are held vertically, either up or down. Vertical is up and down, so you want to keep them up and down, and then you start filing according to where the edge is. Okay, and yeah, okay. So reconditioning of saws It's similar to the bits. So you have your file and you go in between the teeth. These are called teeth. And this is the tool right here. So you go in between the teeth. We are sharp. I'm sure most of you have held a saw before and you realize how sharp it is. But sometimes it can get dull and make your work even more difficult. So you want to make sure you um, sharpen your saws. Okay, keep everything maintained. All right, so that's basically it. And you want to check your understanding. The two operations required for maintaining a cutting tool is good working conditions and sharpening of the cutting edge. uh, so basically saying keep your tool sharp and in good working condition. The grinding operation is carried out on a grinding wheel, while sharpening is performed on an oil stone. Okay, so sharpening you use on the stones that we see, and grinding when you want to grind it down to a certain shape, you use the wheels. Both the grinding wheel and the oil stone are made from natural abrasives, meaning little pieces of stones and so on, and they put it together. It's man-made. The reason for sharpening a cutting tool is to provide a sharp and keen cutting edge, and the process of reconditioning a saw includes jointing, reshaping, setting, and side dressing. Okay, so when you're doing your saw, you need to make sure that you get into all the crevices, and the make sure you dress it up right. Okay, sometimes a saw would get rusty. You want to make sure you oil it down and you keep it away from water and oxygen. Okay, all right, so that's basically it. These are some exercise and questions that I want you to do. So try and do them um, right after this video is finished. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. And I hope you have a good day. If you understand this chapter, what I've been going through, um, click the like button and subscribe for more. Okay. I'll try and send as often as possible. Okay. You have a nice day. Take care. Bye.